The renowned round French actor is facing legal action for allegedly assaulting 2 women during the filming of The Green Shutters in 2021. Depardieu confidently addressed the court, asserting, quote, "I'm not going to have fun at 76 or at 130 kilos. I'm unhappy enough. I'm not going to touch anyone's butt, not on a set or anywhere else."
How many stones is that?
20.4.
Does it say?
No. It's in the story.
Literally in brackets right after 130 kilos. 20.4 stone.
They won't tell us how many pounds it is, but they'll tell us how many stones it is.
Goodbye, cruel world. Farewell to useless porters.
What was that?
It's all right, I saw the beam.
Well, I'm a genius, not an engineer.
Welcome to the iKnowBadeaux podcast.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to the iKnowBadeaux podcast coming at you from the Slice on Oak Studios. I'm Mayor Dave Badeaux of the city of Brainerd, and with me, as always, is my brother.
The maximum amount of wiener. Very impressive.
It is true.
Congratulations.
Sadly, it is true.
Unfortunately.
Gabriel Johnson, I hear you over there. What say ye?
Dave, I'm happy to be here.
Yes.
Let's get this thing going.
Are you still uncouthed?
I've never been couth.
You've never been couthed.
I've never been couth.
The couthiest of the couths. Hey,
couth.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a special guest with us once again. It is Bill Satre.
Thank you.
Wild Bill. Let's go through all your call signs in the history of your call signs.
Oh, dear.
Let's go.
Billie
through.
Holiday.
Billie Holiday.
We did that. Billy Risen in Duluth.
Billy
That was a
Risen.
terrible one. It was Risen Sharp in the morning.
Oh my God.
Yeah, somebody came up with
That's
that.
amazing.
That was given to me, was not by choice.
He was rising
Hold
in
on.
the
So
morning.
you were rising in the morning? You were rising in
yeah.
Okay. Typically, we say 30 seconds to explain yourself. That explains everything.
Everything.
That explains everything. Rising in the morning, folks.
On the morning wood.
We've got something we can chat about later. We had some fun on the radio
Oh,
today.
we did. We had a great time.
Yeah, so we'll talk about that a little bit later. But right now, don't tell Scotty. He does the news.
So first, I have to tell a story about work.
Okay.
A work story.
That's newsworthy.
Yeah.
He's the sponsor of the podcast.
Yeah.
I guess he can do that then.
Yeah, well,
So a guy came into podcast sponsor Slice on Oak, and he said he was with his brother who was at a different place down the strip.
Okay.
Doing some paperwork or something, and he wanted to buy 2 slices and a beer.
Okay. Two
Or
slices.
two slices and a beer for him and his brother.
Okay.
But his brother wasn't going to come until later. But I have a pour your own beer system, so you have to pour the beer so I know how much you owe me.
Yeah.
And he's not going to be there because he's going to buy it for his brother, and then he's going to leave, and then his brother will come in an hour or so later.
To have the beer.
Yeah, and the pizza.
And the pizza.
So that took like 15 minutes to get him to understand.
Yeah.
Like, no, you have to, I don't know how much you owe me. Like, we'll have to pour the beer first.
Yeah.
Whatever. So then we get it figured out, and he tells me that his brother will be coming in an hour and a half or so, and
Yes.
he's a little mentally challenged.
Well, see you later.
Okay.
The brother is?
The brother.
Okay.
It sounds like the first guy was.
Maybe.
Seriously feel riveted by this story.
Yeah.
But so for an hour and a half over lunch, anytime a single guy would walk through the front door, I'd be like, oh yeah, that's him for sure.
Oh no. You can't tell that story.
And then it would just be normal guys at lunch. So after the second time it happened, I was like, I bet you that's him. I was like, oh man, maybe I'm just an asshole.
Yeah. This guy also looks slow. Oh no.
Yeah. Guys just walking
All
around
of my
like,
customers are
there he is. There he is for sure.
Oh, good Lord.
Put us on a 5-second delay with Gabe. Yeah, I like that though. That's you got to be careful.
The first time it happened, I was like, oh man, that was unfortunate. And then after it happened a second time, I was like, there he is. I was like, oh shit.
Hey, are you?
Yeah, I didn't ask. Hey, you must be Andy.
You're well because
I can see it in your eyes.
They were
So
too
much
far
sunshine.
apart. I knew
All
when he
right,
walked in.
all right. Moving on. Scotty with the news. Jesus Christ.
A United Airlines 787 flying from Los Angeles to China had to turn around this weekend after it was discovered one of the pilots had taken off without their passport.
Are you stupid or something?
It's a great question, right? Like you never even really think about that. But like how many times have you left your house without like your keys?
Right.
Right? Or your wallet. You leave without your wallet. Technically you're supposed to have your wallet on you with your driver's license.
Right.
So you start driving, and then if the cop pulls you over, you go, "Oh, I forgot it at home."
House.
What do you say when you're on the ground in the other country and you don't have the piece of paper that says you can be there?
Right.
If you're the pilot, you say, "Oops, I'm the pilot."
I don't know. It's China. It's China, Gabe. You want to take that risk?
Good.
Never been,
Try
won't
doing
go.
it from China to America right
Wait.
now. Are you serious?
Try going from America to El Salvador. The courts are going to shut you down.
That's what the judge should have said in that case. Is like he does not have his passport. He must turn around and come back. But really though, you don't think it's that big of a deal? You think if you're a pilot and you land in another country, and we're talking China,
I don't think it should be that big of a deal.
Shouldn't.
If you're a transnational corporation like United Airlines or Delta or something, your pilots should just be able to go to any airport.
yeah, but that's how you get. That's how you get
You need a badge.
illegal shit.
But, you know, as a passenger or a pilot or anybody, when you get off the plane, it's not like they're checking the passports right there.
No.
You have to go into customs before you get. So, you know what? He has a little bit of slough time to, I don't know, stay on the plane.
Yeah.
You,
Right,
don't,
well, that's what I'm
you don't
saying.
get off the plane.
Exactly.
You're stuck.
Have stay there until somebody can produce your passport
Yeah, you can't go
reliably.
into the country, but you can hang out at the airport.
Sure.
You
There's
just don't go
that-
through customs.
There's that documentary about that guy who
Yeah.
lived
Yeah.
in an airport for 50 years.
Well,
Tom
not
Hanks?
even. It's not even a documentary. It's Tom Hanks.
Yeah, it wasn't a documentary. Yeah, it was just a movie about
Yeah.
Tom Hanks living in an airport.
It was Tom Hanks plays Tom Hanks in an airport. Nice. Yeah, you are correct about that, right? You
It's
could
like
probably
Castaway on an airport.
kind of. He eats a lot of
He
like.
didn't even have a volleyball.
Just needed a volleyball. Make it complete.
He eats a lot of like little Debbies. But yeah, you're kind of right about that. But the pilot doesn't always fly the same plane back though, too, right? Like you don't just as a pilot like this is my
That's my
plane,
plane.
for the day.
Well, for the day, it is. Well, I don't know about pilots. I know flight attendants,
Yeah.
and they kind of have their itinerary. Like, I'm flying here, and then back today.
But not if you're flying from LA to fucking China. Like that's not like hey, we flew to Phoenix.
How long is that flight? It's a lot of hours. So
I would hope. Yeah,
I'm thinking that, you know, there's probably a couple crews on
I
that
would hope
flight.
so.
Now, I know a few people who work in the airlines, and they'll have multiple pilots. They'll also have multiple staff, you know.
How
on
many
the
of
plane,
them will
too.
flip the
If you're-
plane upside down?
Only the women.
Only the women.
Yeah. Because it was so hot in there.
All right. Anyways, continue with that baby.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like maybe that was the just abundance of caution.
I saw at least a graphic that
I
showed.
can't believe they turned the whole fucking plane around. I mean, like a
Seriously.
747, 777. What are you talking? 200 passengers?
257 passengers and 13 crew.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
57
yeah,
passengers. Like, hey, this one guy forgot his passport. We're just going to
Yeah,
turn the
we
boat
got to
around.
turn the whole fucking thing around.
Well, I want some beer while I'm there.
At that point, you throw a life jacket on them, open the door, and throw them out.
Yeah, you're halfway there.
That is kind of funny. Like think about that too. Like okay, so let's go the full story, right? Let's say he isn't getting back on a plane and coming back. He's got like a layover. Maybe he's planning on having a good time while he's in China. No. And he on
Where's he
his-
going to Bangkok?
and he on his own makes the decision of no, we're turning the fuck around.
Yeah, I know what I want to do. I know what my plans are.
We're turning around. I don't think this was like a FAA regulations.
Right.
This was like a, dude, I got things to do.
Yeah.
And it requires my passport.
Yeah, otherwise we would have heard about it before. This should happen not once in my lifetime.
Yeah.
Right, this would
yes.
happen. This would happen monthly. Like,
Yeah. Oh, you forgot your
whoops,
passport.
I left
How
that
many
at home.
planes left go
Yeah.
places?
How many planes left go right? center.
Away.
This guy had a plan.
Oh yeah. Yeah, something wasn't going to happen that he thought was going to happen. Well, let's keep an eye on that. Let's find out what he did.
Yeah.
Because he's probably in jail now.
Or who?
Yeah, well, we know who.
The Saigon whore that bit my nose off!
Where's your nose? She got it.
Oh my God! All right, that's probably enough on that one. But at least from what I saw, the graphic I saw made it look like they made a nice loop before they came back.
They made it like to Hawaii. Yeah, they were halfway there.
Yeah,
They
At
were
point,
2
stop in
hours into
Hawaii,
the flight.
drop
they
them
were
off.
2 hours into flight.
2 hours into the flight. So
This
2
guy
hours
was-
in,
Yeah.
2 hours
2
back.
hours back.
And you're where you started.
No, this guy had business to attend to. There was business to attend
Oh,
to.
Lord.
Interesting.
Quote, United said in a statement, we arranged for a new crew to take our customers to their destination that evening. Customers were provided with meal vouchers and compensation.
Oh God.
$15, I think it
Yeah.
was.
$15 for the extra 4 hours. $15 for the extra 4 hours, and you gave
4
me
hours plus waiting for
Yes,
the flights
for the
that
new
they
crew.
could put
Yeah.
it together. Yeah.
At least thank them for saying, "Hey, Jimmy, you ain't getting back on the fucking plane.
Right.
We're gonna
We're going to get a new crew.
Yeah, we're gonna go to
Without
HR
you.
real quick.
Well, they have to get a whole new crew anyway because everybody would be over their hours.
Right. You're limited in how much you can be in the cockpit.
so
you
that's-
can't fly 24 straight hours.
That's crazy. Well, think about what an inconvenience for these other pilots and flight attendants that are just trying to bang each other when they get there.
Yeah.
They've all got plans.
They ain't trying to bang each other.
Oh, the pilots? I thought it was just like a thing.
I know.
Oh yeah,
nothing.
no, they're randy.
I know.
Pilots
nothing.
are randy. Getting it done.
But yeah, nobody can get in there.
We're sealed shut. Let's go.
Nobody's
And
getting in here.
It's like a 12-hour flight.
Yeah, this kind of nice too. And there's autopilot.
Put it on the autopilot, and we literally cannot be bothered.
I have finally found a reason for women pilots.
It's bad enough a 787 has a sleeping quarters on it for the staff.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. This is a way better story than I thought it was. What a good way to start it. All right. Next.
Sorry.
That's okay. Yeah, I know. To our listeners, Scott clears his throat.
I listen to the podcast all the time.
You want to know
I
why?
don't hear it at all.
You want to know why? Because I spend hours
Well, even when I do hear it, even the ones you miss.
removing Scott's throat clears.
Oh, Scott.
And it makes the same graphic every time you do it.
Oh, so
Well,
it's
then it
easy to
can't take
see.
hours. Then you just go looking for that.
I do go looking for that.
Yeah. There should be an AI
That
say,
does
when
that?
this happens,
Yeah.
just cut her out.
Get rid of that.
At least
Next.
At least he doesn't make disgusting mouth noises.
Who does
He
that?
does that too. Are you pointing it at me?
No.
That's bullshit.
It's not pointing.
Satre is a podcast appreciator, and he is talking about your disgusting mouth noise.
For the love of God, move on.
The Bagpiper of Decatur dies in scuba accident. Missing son's body found in Treehouse.
What?
Okay,
The
hold on.
Bagpiper.
of Dagger Dance?
Decatur.
Decatur.
Decatur. Decatur?
Decatur?
Is
Yeah,
that- is that the name of a place?
Iowa, maybe?
Yeah, I don't know.
A scuba diver in Iowa?
He wouldn't have much to do.
No wonder he wasn't any good.
No wonder he died.
It's in the treehouse.
Hold on now. Okay, so first of all, how are you a scuba diver that gets like a title? Because that's like he's been knighted. He is a scuba diver of such stature.
Right. We don't have a scuba diver of Brainerd.
Yes. Well, I guess if we were in Iowa,
But
we
he's
would
not
have
the
one.
scuba diver of Decatur. He's the bagpiper.
Yes, the bag. Yes.
He plays the bagpipes
Why did we go?
Oh, well.
Why did we get to scuba diving?
because he died scuba diving.
Okay.
He's famous for this. He died doing
because he
this.
sucks at scuba diving.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. He didn't have a title as a scuba diver. He has a title as a bagpiper.
Which clearly tells you that he was bad at one of these two things.
Or he confused the two and tried bagpiping underwater.
Right.
Don't inhale
What a
when
lot.
you're scuba diving.
An interesting title to a story, because the part we're missing also is that his missing son
Yes.
was found in the treehouse. But he's a bagpiper with the title that was scuba diving, did not survive.
Yeah, and the dead kid
Yeah.
is such an afterthought in this article. This article is like, I don't know, 25 paragraphs long.
And
One paragraph to the kid.
the last thing is
The kid should be the story.
I think the kid is the story. How is it not? Well, the bagpiper of
Bagpiping is
of
the story.
diver dance.
Scuba diving. I suppose we've been focusing on other things.
Oh, it's Decatur, Georgia. There we go. Now it makes more
Georgia.
sense.
I don't know if it does, but okay.
Well,
So Decatur, Georgia has one bagpiper.
not anymore.
Yeah,
Had.
past tense. Oh man. Yeah. Well,
Rest in peace.
The nice thing is that there's an opening for that title. So
Sure.
you don't even have to be good at bagpiping.
You don't have to be good at scuba diving, but you should probably be good at bagpiping.
Well, but you can get the title of Bagpiper of Decatur just by being the only bagpiper.
Yeah.
So
Narrows it right down.
it does. I wonder. Well, it would depend on who he bequeathed his bagpipe to.
Probably his dead son in the
come
treehouse.
Come on now. Stop. So was he looking for the kid? Because it sounds like he was,
He was looking for his kid underwater.
and yet he was in the treehouse. That's what I got out of that. It's like the bagpiper, who's famous for bagpiping, his kid was missing. So he was underwater looking for him. Turns out he's not a very good scuba diver.
He sucks at hide and go seek too.
Well, no, I was going to say the opposite. I was going to say the
It was
opposite.
in the backyard.
Turns
It was
out his
right
kid
there.
His kid is
really good.
really good at hide and seek.
Bagpiper, not so much.
It's tragic. I don't like hearing about kids dying, so that's too bad.
Kid didn't die. The bagpiper died.
No,
the
they
kid-
both did.
The kid was dead in the treehouse.
I missed that part.
Yeah, I know you did because the title of the story has very little to do with it.
I feel bad now.
Yeah,
Thanks.
yeah.
All right.
So here's
I'm still having fun.
Here's
Yeah, I don't
the
know.
story. So
I don't know if we need the actual story at this point.
Feeling like you'd be
Okay,
better
all
off
right,
without it,
all
maybe.
right, all right.
Henry France Jr. earned the unofficial title of Bagpiper of Decatur through years of performing at gatherings,
Unofficial.
funerals, weddings, birthday parties, you name it. That was one of his many roles. He was an attorney by day and a father to 5 children. He was also an amateur fossil hunter, a learned man, and an adventurer to the end. France died on March 10th at age 74 following a scuba diving accident in Hawaii.
Oh, so his son's an adult as well?
Days later,
He's 74. His son's 50.
Yeah.
days later on March 16th, the family went to his Garden Lane home to settle his affairs. They found a skeleton inside a backyard treehouse.
Surprise, cockpig!
His daughter, Rebecca France Culpepper, confirmed that the skeleton was the remains of her brother, Henry Doyle Cullen France, who had been missing for 4 years.
Because people couldn't say his name to find him.
Too many names.
Yeah, have you seen, wait for it, an hour later? No, I haven't.
He was 28 when he went missing. He left home one day and apparently came back.
And then rotted in the treehouse in the backyard.
And that's pretty much the information I have.
And no one was like, hey, that treehouse is covered in maggots.
Smells like a dead 30-year-old dude.
And then it just goes on to, Culpepper noted that her dad lived a very active lifestyle. Her father's death sad it was, how he wanted to go, blah, blah, blah. It just keeps going. There's just a story about the dad
About
that
the
died.
dad.
Oh, he liked fossils. No, talk about the skeleton in the treehouse.
You found a body in a treehouse. That's the story.
What's going on?
He was waiting for his son to fossilize.
He collected one of his own.
Yeah, unbelievable.
What in the world?
How do you, okay, because it can't, a treehouse isn't made to last 30 years, right?
If you do it right.
No,
Oh,
no.
come on.
There ain't no treehouse that if there's a dead body in a treehouse that
no.
lasts 30 years, a treehouse will last 30 years if you take care of it. It ain't gonna last 30 years with a dead body in it, because that tells me that you didn't touch the treehouse.
Or
It sounds like
could be worse.
it sounds like this guy needed many other titles, and the Bagpiper.
You know, I
Decatur,
think
Georgia
they
is-
could have had a better outcome of this if they would have just officially given him the goddamn
Yeah.
title of Bagpiper of
Yeah.
It's true. He was always chasing. Yeah,
Decatur.
he was always chasing the bag. That's interesting.
Yeah.
And the sister just like, hey, my brother died.
Yeah, nobody
By
cares.
the way, my
Nobody
brother's
cares.
been there for 20.
Anyways, my dad. So he was right. He liked books.
Oh, he was such a great guy. He was just an adventurer. He was a
collected
learned
fossils.
man.
He was a
He
learned
collected
man.
fossils.
Yeah. There were times.
See?
There were times in which
He was working on one right there.
there were times in which my father did things, and that list of things is about as long as my brother's name.
No, and I love a good unofficial
Yeah, unofficial.
bagpiper.
Right.
I like that.
Fossil hunter. Bad scuba diver.
Also, bad father.
But a terrible father. I don't
Terrible.
appreciate
Yeah.
that. I appreciate the other stuff. I
Yeah.
don't appreciate the bad father. Why would you just let the kid rot in the treehouse?
There's no way he didn't know that dead body was in there. There's no way. There's
Right.
no way.
Right.
There's so many things that have to happen for you to not know that there's a dead body of your son inside a treehouse on your property.
Clearly, he had too many kids.
Yeah. Didn't spend enough time at home. He was too busy off doing all the things.
He was so learned.
Learned. Learned is such a good one. Well-read is another one I like too. He's well-read. He has all the words. He's seen them. All right. Next. Maybe keep an eye on that. Well, I guess he's dead now, so there's nothing to keep an eye on.
There's not going to be a follow-up
Everyone's
story to this
dead.
one. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, they all died.
Everyone's dead and nobody cares.
Yes.
Sister does not care.
Yeah,
Because her dad
Yes.
Yeah.
was well learned.
He was well-learned. Yeah. Except for in Scuba. He didn't learn that very well.
Was not very well
No,
learned.
no, he didn't.
Well-rounded, though.
Well, at the end, yeah. When he got all bloated. Yeah. Yeah. All right, next.
A fake trucking company stole 80,000 pounds of beef from a Bean Station, Tennessee meatpacking plant on Thursday, March 27th, worth $350,000.
80, how many pounds?
80,000 pounds.
of beef. That's where the beef is.
$350,000.
Yep.
Where's the beef?
You've been asking since the 80s. Mm-hmm. Found it.
Clara Peller.
In Bean Station.
Bean Station.
It was in Bean
The
Station
last
all
place
along.
you would ever look.
We expected pork and beans, but not beef.
Oh, God. Who the fuck named the town Bean Station?
Which, of course, in German means a whale's vagina.
The mayor.
Who wants to be mayor of Bean Station?
Well, no, I didn't you go with the obvious of Beantown. It's Beantown.
No,
That's
it's just a
Boston.
station.
It's just a station. Bean
Right.
Station.
Just a train stop.
Yeah, just a train stop where the beans are. And, ironically, where the beef is.
Not anymore.
Oh, was.
Yeah.
I like that.
Okay, yeah. Well, so 80,000 pounds, a fake trucking company, which is pretty. This is good. This is a heist.
This is a heist.
This
Yes,
is a
yes.
heist.
This is a big,
That was
big
planned
heist.
out.
Yeah,
That was
you
planned.
created a fake trucking company to
Bought
move
trucks.
Well, yeah, and then to move the beef, and then you move the beef
Right, but where do you move it to?
Right.
wherever you want.
Is there a black market?
Is there ever a bad spot for beef?
Hot sun.
outside?
Good point.
Hot Sun, Arizona. It's better off at Bean Station than it is at Hot Sun.
Makes me wonder next time they show up with a refrigerator truck in the parking lot. Steaks.
Yeah.
On sale.
Yeah.
Where'd you get those? Bean Station.
it's none of
Bean
your-
Station.
none of
Straight
your-
from Bean Station.
None of your
outside
goddamn
of,
business.
outside of my place yesterday, a big old truck pulled up and it was professional document shredding. And I
Yeah.
was like, whoa, what?
Yeah, no,
you
that's
just pull
good.
up in front of people's businesses and be like, dog, get rid of that.
Not only
Destroy the evidence. We got a whole business model around it.
not only that, you just like if you have anything that needs to be shredded, folks, just set it outside your door
Yeah.
Because that's
and
safe.
they'll take care of it.
Yeah, we'll just pull the truck right up and off we go.
So I work in a bank, and we have a giant garbage can like you would outside. It's gray. It's not like the green ones, but it is padlocked shut,
Yep.
and there's just a slit in it, and everything we need shredded goes in there.
Just inserted in the slit.
Yep,
We had
right
a
in the
similar
slit.
thing at Olive Garden.
Yeah, yeah, and then the professionals came along and shredded your shit.
And we actually shredded it ourselves.
That doesn't seem safe.
Certainly does suck.
That's why you trust the big guys for the big jobs.
How many breadsticks
So
were
did
in-
these guys get busted?
Yeah, okay,
No,
back to the
it's
news.
gone.
It's gone.
gone. It's gone.
It's unsolved.
There have yet to be any arrests.
They don't even have a clue, huh?
Nope.
All they have is a name of a business.
Well, how do they know it's a fake trucking? It sounds pretty legit
No.
if they trucked it away.
I'll tell you how they know, because at the end of the movie, when they went to find it, there was just an empty office and letters on the floor. They had cleared out.
Everything was shredded.
There's clearly
Paper storm showed up.
Yeah, they all went in to find out what's going on with this. Where's my beef?
Yeah.
Nobody was there. It's just a ghost town. And then they drove off in a convertible into the sunset with their beef.
Not
Holding
80,000 pounds of
Well,
it.
80,000. You're not going to fit 80,000 pounds of beef in a convertible.
No.
I just needed a cooler full. You guys take the beef to where the beef's going.
To the hot sun.
I'm going to Hot Sun, Arizona. It's a movie that needs to be made.
Yeah, I think you pull up to a poor community, open the back door, and say $4 a steak.
Yeah, I don't know with 80,000. 80,000 pounds?
If you're going
I
to
bet it goes
if you're
quick.
going to a poor community, you just show up and say, "Here's the beef.
Sure, yeah.
Found the beef."
Oh,
boys.
now we're Robin Hood.
Have at it.
Now
you
we're
just-
Robin Hood with beef.
Yeah.
We've stolen all of this beef, 80,000 pounds, to make sure that the starving kids of Tennessee can eat.
We somehow made them heroes in the story. How did that happen? Wait a minute here.
Well, that's a classic American thing to do. As soon as you said, like, this is a heist, and we're like, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And now we know who the bad guy is. It's the guy who's trying to legitimately sell the beef and thinking that his beef is being transported.
He's trying to get rich off the beef.
Yeah.
But if the heisters were stealing it from the corporation trying to get rich,
Yeah.
and giving it away for free,
Yes.
they're the good guys.
They are the good guys. They are.
Unless it was an insurance scam.
Oh, curveball.
Win-win.
Yeah.
Free beef for the poors, and they get fully
We get
compensated.
our money back.
I don't know. That makes it sound like there was never any beef to begin with.
Surprised you didn't know that.
I would try to find the fake trucking company that stole all the steak sauce.
Because that would be the next one.
Yeah. Or the butter. Where's the butter truck?
Yeah. Where are A1 sales increasing? That's where we follow the lead.
We saw a spike in this community here. Someone should go there and sniff this out.
I actually really like that one. I would watch a movie about 80,000 pounds of steak being stolen.
Yeah.
I would do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be a Bond movie.
It could be Smokey and the Bandit with beef instead of beer.
Instead of Coors, it was just not
Coors.
Coors Light. It was Coors.
Coors.
Just Coors. Which, by the way, that movie is pretty fun.
Still,
Yeah,
I'd
it's
like
pretty
to
fun.
see him remake that movie.
I don't think he can.
No.
I don't think he can.
Oh, God, no.
Man, I don't know. What do you do? What do you do with it though? Like, right? Because you got to take some yourself.
You have a distribution
Yeah.
network. You don't go steal 80,000 pounds of beef unless you already have a buyer for
Well, you don't-
80,000
right,
pounds
yeah.
of beef.
Right.
Yeah.
This is a full-fledged plan.
Yeah.
For sure. They went, they got the beef, they disappeared, and they're going to sell the beef somehow.
Yeah.
But how?
Well, that's the cool thing, because then like there's two parts of like every heist that I really enjoy. The part where you divvy up, right? So like they're all sitting around and they're like they got all the big truck and then they got their couple and he just throws a stack of steaks at
I don't
them.
think they want the
Here's
beef,
your
though. I
cut.
think they want money for the beef.
Well, but you as the guy that stole the beef, you're gonna get your small cut
Yeah,
for being in the gang.
You're still gonna sell it.
He's gonna throw the
I'd
the
take
cut
a
of-
couple ribeyes out
Yeah,
of there.
and he's going to. He's going to go, hey, we'll see you in Cancun. And he's going to throw you a couple steaks.
Yeah.
And then I also want to see the guy that got the beef to distribute it. Because that guy, it's like, there's only a couple looks that guy has. It's like the full cowboy hat, like straight out of the Smokey and the Bandit.
Right.
The guy that's trying
Probably
to
a
get his
70s
Coors,
mustache.
Trying to get his Coors.
Black hat, mustache.
Yeah. Or it's, Grand Theft Auto style. You get a couple of them guys. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Eastern Europeans.
The Ukrainians.
Tracksuits. Just tracksuits.
I know where this beef is going. To the front lines.
Search for the surplus of tracksuits, and you're gonna find it. All right, move us on from this one, please. Next.
Okay.
That's a good. Those are two good stories, though. I like it.
That's 3 good stories. We're on a
Well,
roll.
the first one is just more inappropriate behavior. Podcast sponsor.
An armed man allegedly robbed 2 Amish buggies in western Pennsylvania, according to police.
What an asshole.
Authorities received a report of an armed robbery on a road in Lackawannock Township in Mercer County at approximately 8 p.m. on Thursday, according to information released Sunday by the Pennsylvania State Police Department. One victim reported that while in his buggy, a vehicle approached him from the front and stopped. A male then approached the buggy, pointed the firearm at him, and demanded he give him his wallet.
Okay,
The buggy operator handed over his wallet, and the suspect got back into the vehicle and fled.
that's it.
Yeah.
That's not news.
Well, at some point the news is, at some point in this story, I thought that he was missing arms, and I don't know how I thought that. I don't know where I got lost on that because I was like, when does this missing arm come into play? I have no idea.
I said reports of an armed robbery.
armed
Maybe
robbery.
he thought I said reports
Yeah,
of unarmed robbery.
So the only part of this that shakes out is I got lost fast. I was trying to catch back up, but it wasn't happening.
What the fuck's an unarmed robbery? You have blades on your feet.
I'm pretty sure.
I will kick you.
I thought you said an unarmed robbery. Well, yeah.
Yeah, no, the story was some morons robbing Amish people.
Yeah, well, hey, what did you get?
Potatoes.
He had a wallet.
Yeah.
He did have a
It
wallet.
was real leather.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It was very finely crafted leather.
Yeah, it was probably just for the wallet.
I'll tell you what. It
was probably just
there wasn't
a damn
any
good
credit
wallet.
cards in there.
No,
Not a single
cards.
credit card to be
No credit
seen.
cards.
It's probably just doubloons. Pieces of 8
I was gonna say,
on a satchel. Ching ching, like Robin Hood.
a couple tufts of horsehair. Those will catch a fine price.
Yeah.
The right circles. Okay. All right. Well, he had arms, and they were Amish.
Yes.
Okay. Next.
Pennsylvania. There's
no
it's
idea.
an Amish rich area in Pennsylvania.
Man, I got lost. I don't know how, but I was way off.
As is, of course, the tradition.
Picturing
It's kind of a dick move.
Yeah, well, it totally is.
Yeah, big. There's not really anything. Well, no, I'm gonna go. I was gonna say it's a big dick move, but I think it's big dick energy.
No,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
it's total. It's
To
small
rob
dick
an Amish
energy.
person?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it just
Yeah,
you're just being a dick. You're robbing an Amish person. This is a person who wants a life of
Peace.
peace
And tranquility.
Simplicity.
And
simplicity.
It's a modern
Cash only.
It's a modern
Cash
stagecoach.
only. It's straight cash only.
You know this is going to be a straight cash heist.
It's true. It's true. You've got it nailed. There's no tracking device. There's no. He doesn't have an air tag.
How did
He
he
doesn't
even
have
call
a
the
gun.
police?
Yeah.
How did he even call the police?
Yeah, that's a good
Why
question.
didn't he? Come on now. When someone points a gun at you and you're in a buggy, you go, yeah. And that's the end of the robbery.
The car pulled in front of the police,
okay.
in front of the horses.
All right. All
Well,
right.
at that point, he's going to talk to somebody and
Yeah.
say, "You make a phone call.
Come on,
This happened
biscuits.
to me."
Come on. Yeah.
Say,
All right. Next. I think we got time for one more. You got one more?
Kinda.
Kind of. Well, we got other things to talk about.
That's my
too,
favorite
so.
story.
Oh, it
That
is?
one?
Okay.
No, the
Oh,
kinda.
Okay. Yeah.
He doesn't think it's going to work. It
Yeah.
always goes.
Yeah. Well, so far they've all went pretty well.
Gérard Depardon't.
Ooh. Depardon't.
He tells the court that he's too old and fat to be guilty of sex assault claims.
You're gonna have a bad time.
Couldn't get it up if I tried. Couldn't find it. Couldn't get it up if I tried.
my heart medication says that I can't be the one.
The renowned French actor is facing legal action for allegedly
Round.
renowned.
Oh, right now.
He has his arms as well.
He's not round. He has arms. He is renowned. The renowned round French actor is facing legal action for allegedly assaulting 2 women during the filming of The Green Shutters in 2021. Depardieu confidently addressed the court, asserting, quote, "I'm not going to have fun at 76 or at 130 kilos. I'm unhappy enough. I'm not going to touch anyone's butt, not on a set or anywhere else."
How many stones is that?
20.4.
Does it say?
It's in the story.
Literally in brackets right after 130 kilos, 20.4 stone.
They won't tell us how many pounds it is, but they'll tell us how many stones it is.
Oh man! So he grabbed.
I'm going to guess he's guilty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. You're too fat and old to grab their butt. That doesn't.
No, he's saying because I'm
I
old
know.
and fat, I didn't.
Yeah. I know what he's
But-
saying.
I'm saying because you're old and fat, you did.
Yeah. We've all seen the old guy at the nursing home.
And when you have a name like Depardieu,
Yeah.
I'm just thinking Pepe Le Pew
Oh,
all day long.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's nice. I like that. It's a good combination there.
Pew, he's a little rapey for a cartoon character. But
That's fine. You know what?
Well, yeah, they cut him out of the new Space Jam.
Yeah.
they did, didn't they?
He's not in the LeBron James Space Jam.
Yeah. No, Pepe Le Pew ain't coming back.
No, not
No, that was kind of the end of that. Hey, well,
Voiced by renowned
Yeah.
French actor.
I was gonna say.
Depardieu.
Yeah. Interesting move. What is he even really known for? I mean, he's renowned, but what's he renowned for?
He's renowned in France. America would
Yeah.
never have heard of him.
Well, we know we know he exists, but I can't.
now
even,
because he raped 2 chicks.
No, we know him because he has a ridiculous name, and it's fun to say.
exactly.
It's like, that's the only reason I know who he is at all.
That's part
It's
of the
true.
French song from Flight of the Conchords, where they just say random French words.
yeah.
One of them is Gérard Depardon't. Baguette.
All right, is that wrapping it up?
Oh, he speaks more.
Well, what else does he have to say about how he didn't do it?
Well, he says, after what I've read about myself over the past 3 years, there's no need to interpret, expressing his dismay at recent portrayals. People say I'm a real creep.
Oh, so he's got a running tally here.
Yeah, it's not too.
He's well read on himself.
Yes.
Being a creep.
He's insisting there was no physical contact. He conceded that he might have held her hips, but solely...
Didn't grab her butt, may have held her hips.
But solely to maintain his balance and prevent falling.
Oh, I'm falling over. Just falling over, folks.
So you just pulled her to the ground?
Oh, she's coming with me. Oh, no, she's on top of me.
When confronted with an allegation from a witness who said she saw him trapping the set designer between his legs,
Yeah, sure sounds like, oh, no, I've got to wrap my legs on here, too.
the actor refuted, I would never put anything between my thighs. With the belly I have, I can't put anything between my thighs.
What does that have to do with anything?
Or disagree? You're only 26 stones. It's not like you're 40 stones.
Come on, dude. Get your stones right.
Takes a lot of stones.
I don't think he understands how penises work either.
He's trying to convince us that
He won't
we
put.
shouldn't.
I would never put anything between my thighs.
No.
Why are you putting her between your thighs, you weirdo?
He didn't. He would never.
No, I know he wouldn't, except for when he was falling over. And I got to get my balance.
But he's saying because I'm a big man, I can't. Well, you still have 2 thighs. And you could put anything in between them.
Granted,
They're just bigger thighs.
rub together a lot. But still.
Well, I'm sad to hear that he, 1, is a little rapey. 2,
No, there's just rudeness and vulgarity. I say the word pussy for fun. I sometimes say it to myself.
Let me touch your pussy. Oops, I'm falling down.
Yeah. He says it to himself. I really wish she'd let me touch her pussy.
It's just my internal monologue.
Sometimes I say pussy to myself. Pussy. Yeah, that felt good.
I bet she shags like a minx.
Last time I saw a cat like that, it was climbing a tree with its dinner.
Bill, we're done with the beef story.
You don't want a fish sandwich?
It was a
No,
cat. That was a cat
All
story.
of the stories
All the stories.
grow
They
together.
go together after a while to a treehouse.
Where the kid
In
is
Georgia.
dead,
Yeah.
but the kid is also 30.
Yeah. His son that's also dead and 30. Does it say anything that he's actually in? Because now it's bugging me. I got to know where. Depardon't.
Where to go?
Depardon't. Is it the one I'm thinking of?
Has he
or-
been charged with a crime or convicted of anything, or is this just like
No, that's not how Hollywood works.
French gossip? This is not Hollywood. This is France.
France. Hollywood.
The acclaimed actor from films such as Green Card, Cyrano de Bergerac, and The Last Metro.
They make movies about getting a green card.
Yeah. Gérard
I was born here, bitches.
Depardon't. Oh, yeah, it is who I thought it was. The schnoz, the end schnozzes.
Oh, yeah.
He looks like a guy that has a fake nose on all the time. He's in things that we would recognize that are not that, right? The Man in the Iron Mask is the only one I'm seeing that I actually even remotely. Oh man, he hasn't been in Hollywood in a while. Holy snap! This is all from across.
It's all
the,
European.
Yeah, this is all across the pond.
Probably because
No, Hollywood loves that type of stuff.
that's true. Well,
Now that they know he's going to be back in Hollywood any day, now that they're well aware.
but maybe he was groping women over the age of 18.
True, that's also true.
Yeah, then he's out.
Yeah.
So there are two here that I think go really well for him. One movie called Saving My Pig, and the other called Sergeant Stubby, an American Hero. Those are two movies that I know you guys missed.
Whoa.
Yep,
Glorious.
I know you missed those.
Sergeant Stubby.
And American Hero.
American Hero.
That's what an ex-girlfriend used to call me.
So, oh, God, what the hell is happening next? Gross. Are you done with the news?
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for that. Jesus Christ. A butterfly kiss. I'm trying to find a movie. He is in every movie ever, and yet none of these movies I know.
Can he say hamburger?
Hamburger.
I would like to buy a hamburger.
All right. Let's talk about earlier today.
Oh, yes.
So, Bill,
It's today we're recording
Yes.
on April Fool's.
today is April Fool's Day.
It is. It is April Fool's Day today. So if it looks like the Secretary of Defense has added you to a classified group chat, that'll be the only thing that's real.
Oh, yeah. True story. True story. So a couple years ago, Bill Satre and I partnered on a April Fool's joke. And I say that I had a small role in it.
You had a quote.
I had a quote, but I take all responsibility for people believing it because I am such a believable son of a bitch.
Highly credible.
Highly credible.
It added credibility to an otherwise incredible
Yes.
claim.
So a couple years ago, we're in Minnesota, and gentleman Chris Lindahl,
Yeah.
Lindahl,
Yeah.
has these billboards everywhere. Story goes, and I don't
Real
know.
estate agent with his arms across
Yes,
Yeah.
the billboards.
you may have-
everywhere.
yeah,
They're
everywhere.
Quite famous, even internationally famous.
They're all the same billboard, right?
Yeah.
Story goes, and I don't know if this is the true story or not, but story goes that he was going to be going through a divorce. And so in order to make it so that she couldn't get her hands on the money, he spent it all on advertising for his lawyer's business or his real estate business.
His real estate business, yeah.
Yeah. So the story goes that the reason why the entire state got covered in these is because he just took the money and spent it.
He just spent the money.
So that and spent it on advertising.
As a
which is
business
smart,
expense,
As a
right,
business
right.
expense. So she couldn't get her hands on it.
that real?
Supposedly that's what happened. I'm saying that it's April Fool's Day. I can say whatever I want.
Yeah.
But it's been years.
It's
and
been
he's
years.
still on every billboard.
Well, he's on a lot fewer now. However, because of that, there was, I would say, a little consternation between him and every other realtor in the history of the entire state.
The entire state.
They were jealous.
They were jealous. So Bill Satre comes up with the great idea that he is going to do an April Fool's joke where he makes a story saying that the city of Brainerd has sold the billboard rights,
The naming rights.
The naming
to the
rights.
Brainerd Water Tower.
to the historic water tower,
Yes.
and that they were going to let him put one of his billboards up there.
Now, keep in mind, at that time, we were busily fundraising
Yes.
for the preservation of that water tower.
Yes. It's a great story. The realtors of this area lost their fucking minds. Lost their minds.
Why would you let a guy from Minneapolis who has no listings in Crow Wing County buy the naming rights of the water tower?
I want the naming rights to the water. That should be my face. Which was my quote. So Bill asked me for a quote.
I needed a quote.
And I said, and I gave you like one small little quote about like, oh, it's great so we can blah, blah, blah. And I said, my only regret is that it's not my face. So it was like a tip of the cap to like, if you know Dave Badeaux, like that's something.
And like anybody who knows Dave knows that, oh, that was him saying that.
He would totally
Absolutely.
want his face on that.
Exactly.
Totally put my face on that water tower.
Exactly.
So they lose their minds. It turns out it's a April Fool's joke. So about a month ago, Bill contacts me, and I still can't find the goddamn conversation.
February 17th.
Okay, February 17th. He sends me a message and just says, hey, we should do something like that again. Do you got any ideas?
Start thinking.
And a couple of things like float around in my head, but the one that I was like, this could work was, what if we said the international racetrack that is just north of us is going to hold the national NHRA dragster races on Main Street, essentially, in our little hometown? What if we said it's going to be drags races on Washington Street in Brainerd?
It's beautiful. It's a great story. It's pulling off the racetrack, going right into town. We're racing
right into
top
the community.
Fuels, right in the
Right into your community.
Right, 1 block from Scott's house.
We're bringing them to you, folks. We're bringing them to you. So the funny thing is, like, to our longtime listeners, I had just for the first time went to Nationals last year, and I experienced how fucking loud these things are. So the idea that we would run these directly next to people's businesses and homes.
It's not even the noise. It's the power,
Yes.
the force it sends out.
Reverberations.
The reverberations.
Yes.
Like, buildings would fall down.
Yes. For sure. So
It'd be like flying a jet. Just straight
down
down.
the street.
straight through. And then starting again and doing it again.
Yeah.
So Bill, you sent me the message, and I said that's what we should do.
Yep. And so what we ended up doing is I ran it past one of my consultants to make sure that it's like, you don't think that this is a terrible idea. We're going to get sued. He's like, let's just make sure that we don't get in trouble too badly with it. And he says, well, as long as you clear it with, so I went to work and I started clearing it with BIR, NHRA, some Ron Caps.
Yep. One.
That was a great.
Who is Ron Caps?
The mayor of Brainerd.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right.
So that's the best part of the story.
So Ron
is-
Caps drives the Napa funny car.
Yeah.
Okay.
And wins in Brainerd
Yes.
like every year for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Like, he is great at BIR.
He's a
he's
fan
getting the
favorite.
nickname of the mayor of Brainerd. He's a fan favorite. He goes out to the Napa stores when he's in town and meets with the fans.
He's king of the zoo,
Yes.
too. I mean, he goes out to the zoo at BIR, and everybody is like, there's Ron.
So the zoo is the camping area that's on the grounds of the racetrack. It's super unique for any type of racing event. But he is Brainerd's guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was the part that I said to Bill was like, the reason why this will work, because it's completely fucking ridiculous.
Right.
But the reason it will work is that we know the track owner. We know the race car driver that will probably participate in this. And if we get them to say that this is happening as well, and the mayor, because I don't know if you know this or not, but not everybody knows who the mayor of Brainerd is. Not everyone knows
Ron Caps.
Well, this is true. I take it back. Everyone does know. But not everybody knows who I am. And so if you're a racing fan, and you're not aware that the mayor of Brainerd's kind of a fucking moron, you're not going to know that when he goes on the radio to talk about how we're racing dragsters down the street, he's really just being a complete dickhead.
No, I thought it was great this morning when I saw B93's post where you announced it that you're going to have the mayor Dave and Ron Caps on. And then Ron Caps shared it on his Facebook profile.
Legitimately.
He's like, we're racing downtown Brainerd, boys.
And BIR shared it as well.
Yep.
But that was the best part. So you not only did we make the post this time, you had me come on the radio, and then we also had
Ron Caps join us on the show to talk about not only talk about this idea that
so good
and sell the idea, but also just talk about he had a pretty bad explosive crash a couple weeks ago. So I was talking to him about how he's doing and all that. Oh, and by the way, we're doing this thing. And he's like, I'm really excited for it. And it was like so legitimate.
Just seamlessly.
It was just like so legitimate.
Bill gives a 5-minute interview with him, and the first 4 minutes is legit racing talk. Like legit, let's talk about how are things going, and like that crash happened. Are you okay? What happened? Yeah, and like he's literally talking about an incident that just happened that's a big deal.
Yeah.
And then Bill's like, well, what do you do when that happens? Like, do you have an extra car ready? So they're like literally talking
shop.
the nitty gritty shop of racing. And then he's like, yeah, and we're super excited for this goddamn race.
and Caps knew it was coming, so it was just seamlessly into it.
Just great. Yeah, it was great.
Well, I couldn't believe it when the concept came up. NASCAR and Formula One and even IndyCar and what they've done in the past. And when the idea came up, and I thought, well, there's probably no way to do it. And then it kept snowballing. And here we are. And I couldn't think of a better place to have such a crazy idea for a drag race. But the fans, the fans in that area that come from all over the place to see our race in Brainerd now, we're going to have the first street race with nitro cars.
Amazing.
Which is going to be crazy.
It is absolutely amazing to think that something like that could happen. And Ron, it's great to have you on the air with us in this big announcement today that NHRA and Brainerd International Raceway is taking it to the streets here in the Lakes area. Great stuff. Hey, thank you so much for being a part of the show this morning. And as always, great to hear your voice and have you on the air with us.
You bet, man. Can't wait to see you guys.
There were a lot of people who were like on the, it's April Fool's. Wait a minute.
The racetrack.
He's really seriously talking about this. Like it's real. This better not be a joke. This better not be an April Fool's joke. How many of those did we get? We got
a lot of those. So I will say this, like obviously people realize when it's 4th of July, when it's April Fool's. And so there's a lot of people that immediately like blow it off. But if you do it right and you do it like this, where you like get the players in place and just keep it going, I would say we were on the air for about a half hour.
Yep.
This morning from 8 to 8:30, maybe even 8:45, when we just kind of kept dripping this along. And then, there's the post. And then, Ron Capps shared it. And he didn't share it as like, this is funny. He's like super excited.
I can't wait to race down Washington Street.
And then BIR, the racetrack's like, well, now that the mayor spilled the beans.
Yeah.
So it was I love it. I will say that this is my favorite stuff in the world.
Whether anybody believed it or not, the amount of engagement that you've gotten on social media of people just engaging and even recognizing that it's April 1st. Fantastic job, guys.
Yeah, it's great. I did.
Well done.
Yeah.
Well done.
We make a pretty good combo. We make a pretty good combo. Dangerous. Yeah, because this one could piss some people off. Like this is actually fun, but in like a mean way a little bit, where it's like that would be really freaking cool. But no,
I thought about replying and saying, "What the f? We don't want this downtown." I did not.
So I did. Was it this morning or was it last night? It was last night. I sent a message to our chief of police and to our city administrator, and I just said, just a heads up, you're going to get some weird phone calls tomorrow. And then they both basically said like, about what? Like, can I ask?
What have you done?
That's what they said. Like, can I ask what it's regarding? And I said,
I plead the 5th.
April Fool's.
Yeah. I just
I'll give you that.
It's April 1st. Don't believe anything.
Yeah. But then had a good conversation with our chief of police today too. He says, I love it. I think it's a lot of fun.
You can't say that it's just April Fool's though, because then you have a situation where you're waiting for the mentally challenged guy to come into your business. Because every story now you're suspicious of. Or anytime somebody calls with a problem.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't even believe in April Fool's, because I don't believe what anybody says on any day of the year.
You should never believe it.
Every day is April Fool's Day. You're doing it right.
You have to be on your toes.
Yeah. So I just a big tip of the cap to you, Bill, for that. Tip of the cap to Christy out at BIR.
Oh, absolutely.
And then Ron Capps for being such a good sport about it.
And Sarah at BIR for helping leak it to some other sources that helped along the way.
Yeah, so that'll be fun. She gave me a call. Sarah's the general manager out there now?
Something like that.
Marketing manager.
Yeah.
She gave me a call today too, so we're going to connect on some things, and I think it should become a good little friendship out there with a really fun racetrack.
I'm really glad you got a chance to go out there and experience it, though. That was, I
almost shit my pants.
Yeah,
I almost. That's not even.
That's
the
the concussion when it hits you. It moves everything.
It doesn't. It's not. Am I wrong about this?
No.
This is how I described it. It was like a tear in the matrix. Actually, a guy that we were there with described it to me this way, and he's 100%. You watch time and space
the
compress.
heat ripples the air.
It's unbelievable, but
it's like a bomb shock wave.
See
videos of bombs.
You see the compression of the actual matter in front of you that you can't normally see, and I've never experienced anything like that. And then the noise hits your ears. And then you poop yourself. And then they put a microphone in front of you and say, hey,
what was that like?
Say something to all the people at home. So, all right. Well, thank you to the Boutros.
Yes.
Thank you to Gabriel Johnson.
Thank you, Dave.
Yeah, and thank you to Bill Satre.
Glad to be back
as well. Bill, we always worried about bringing you on the news episodes because we don't want to get you in trouble. And these ones are raunchy typically.
Well, yeah, we did okay today.
It wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. All right, folks, we'll be back next week already with the movies of 2000 to 2009. We've been talking about this.
Oh, fuck.
God, I want to talk James Bond, damn it.
I know you do. And then the following week, we'll be doing the movies pre-1977. Right in front of you guys there, we have American Graffiti. So go ahead and watch that. That's interesting. I don't think I've seen it before, but I've never witnessed it in this capacity of like, we're going to talk about it. So pretty cool. And there's actually commentary on there by George Lucas. I really enjoyed.
Oh, really?
That. Yeah.
Oh.
He sits down and talks about just
easy
him,
to steal.
Just him. Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the anti-theft devices.
Nice.
So if you've got something, you got a week to get us movies from 2000 to 2009. If you got something you want to slip in there, pre-1977, and then we're on to 77 and onward. So we'll start talking about those things as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned because we're done.
Stay tuned.
So I fucked it up.
We're done.
Well, that's because
Glad you stay tuned. We're out of here.
Stay tuned, but we're not going to do anything.
Yeah, stay tuned. We won't.
So stay tuned was the exit, or what do you call it, the outro for the other podcast I did for the city for a while. That's how I ended all those. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
And I caught myself a couple episodes on here. I exited with stay tuned. So, and I just did it there again, but then caught myself doing it.
Yeah, but that was like, it worked because it was kind of name of the year, like.
Sure.
Like, stay tuned.
Yeah, but
see what happens. In the
Maybe
morning.
it's your thing.
I didn't mean to do it.
It could just be your thing.
Stay
you
tuned.
Just don't know it.
No, his thing is dyslexia, retardation.
I can't read.
His numbers are too far apart.
Well, speaking of the radio, I had to go in there to do something for Smiles on Jake, and I get
Smiles
there.
on Jake.
Did I say Smiles on Jake?
You said Smiles on Jake.
No,
Put him right on him.
Okay, don't stop.
Slice on Oak, Smiles on Jake.
Stop. I had to go into the radio station to do a thing for Smiles for Jake.
Right.
And I get there, and they hand me a piece of paper that I'm supposed to read. And I just go, I can't read. You know I can't read. So I just immediately started crossing everything out. And it's like, I'm just going to write my own crap on here because I can't read it anyways. But then if I scribble on there, and somehow in my brain,
you make it through it somehow.
Yeah.
Right. He can read his misspelled words.
Yes.
He can't read other stuff.
I told you I don't know how to read.
I'm sorry.
Gonna have a bad time.